Today's message is for all of those who believe that they are the chosen ones. We have a couple of very powerful eclipses coming up ahead in March of 2025. This reading is timeless, but if you do happen to find it in real time, we have a lunar eclipse on the 14th and a solar eclipse on the 29th, both of which are going to have a very huge impact on us, our energetics, and our light coding. So when I was meditating before this morning's video, just trying to ask the guides what they want me to channel, I kept hearing, do a message for the chosen ones. Hi everyone, I'm Aishwarya. I am an energy healer, I'm an Akashic channel, and I do a lot of things around here. So if you resonate with my energy and you feel called to receive a reading or a healing session from me, check out my website, and all the links will be down in the description box, and you can reach out to me if you feel called to have a session with me. So let's start off today's reading by asking who this video is for, because I always like to do energy checks so you know if this video is for you or not. So I've said my prayers, I've blessed the cards, so I'm going to use my Phoenix deck to ask Spirit, who is today's message for, Spirit? Who is today's message for? So we have thoughts become matter, wealth and abundance, and take the next step. So this message is for those of us that have really been thinking about your life's purpose. What is the next step? And you've been taking aligned action. You've been focused on yourself, your own spiritual evolution, and you've really been focused in on that deep well of peace within yourself. You've been focused on how to bring this peace into every area of your life. And when you look at the imagery of this, I see a clock that's about to strike 12. So this really shows me that this is for those of us that have been putting in the work, and it's time to reap the rewards now. We also have wealth and abundance, and thought becomes matter. So with thought becomes matter, what this tells me is this is for those of us that really understand how the 3D matrix works, how when we think of something, it crystallizes into matter. And once you've had this realization, you've really been working on keeping your energy clean, on keeping your manifestations positive, and you've really understood your own power. And what this is really doing is it's bringing in this wealth and abundance as a reward. It's bringing in financial stability. And also, one way that you will know if this reading is for you is if you have been focused on your path, your dharmic path, your life's purpose, and you've been focusing on creating financial stability for yourself, building that foundation for yourself, and you're focused on doing this in a way that's sustainable. So if you're someone that has realized your own power, you've been taking aligned action towards your goals, you feel like there's something big around the corner, and you've been focusing on your own financial stability, your own path, your own purpose, then this reading is for you. So now I'm going to pull some tarot to understand what is in store for the chosen ones that are watching this. Now I want to preface this by saying that if you don't resonate with this term, you can drop the label. But what being a chosen one means is you have had a very difficult life. You are the one that has been chosen to break generational curses and generational trauma within your family. You are very self-aware, and you are really chosen by the divine to be the pioneer. This doesn't mean that if you're not a chosen one, that you're not God's perfect child. That's not what this means. It just means that the 144,000 that are the chosen ones are the ones that volunteered to be pioneers and forerunners in this ascension journey. As we all know, all of us are going through this upgrade from 3D to 5D. Right? And as we're doing this, we need way showers, pioneers to show us how it's done. So the 144,000 are the ones that have volunteered to be the forerunners of this. So if you're not part of this, it doesn't mean that you're not going to awaken. It just means that you have a different path or purpose. So let's ask Spirit, what is in store for the chosen ones who are watching this video right now? Let's say what's in store for the next 6 to 8 weeks. and what's in store for the eclipses that are happening at the time that I'm filming this reading. Now, like I mentioned, this is timeless, so whenever you find it, if you feel called to watch it, this message is for you. But if you're watching this in real time, we have two very powerful eclipses that are happening this month, and they are gonna have a very positive impact on us, especially the ones that have been doing the work. So Spirit, can you please tell me what's in store for the chosen ones that are viewing this video? What is in store for my collective that is viewing this video? Wow, we have the Six of Swords. So right away what this tells me is it's time for us to move to calmer waters. It's time for us to move into a space of ease and flow. And it's time for us to really let go of any limiting beliefs, let go of anything that was troubling us in the past. And I feel that this really marks the beginning of a brand new chapter for those of us that have been putting in the work. So let's get a little bit more clarity on this. We have the Two of Wands and the Ace of Coins. I love this. So what this says is we're moving into calmer waters because of the choice that we made. Now, the Two of Wands really talks about making a choice, especially between your head and your heart. So the Two of Wands shows us the two polarities, black and white, masculine, feminine, good, bad, whatever it is, right? That we understand that we are here on earth where there is duality, there is polarity, to integrate these two into one. We have understood that there is no such thing as black and white, good, bad. It's all the same thing on the same spectrum, but different ends of the same spectrum. So we have recently been privy to this divine knowledge. We've been receiving these downloads. And as we've been receiving these, we have been making the right decisions. We've been realizing, wait, head and heart are really the same, but heart is the boss here. Heart is the one that really knows the truth about what's going on. So you have understood these deeper spiritual concepts, such as polarity. And I feel called to mention, for those of us that really want to understand the universal laws better, you can read the Kybalion by the Three Initiates. Now, this book is not associated with the Kabbalah, which is completely different. But this really talks about the hermetic laws of the universe. And my guides are really showing me the law of polarity. That's one of the laws, right? And what this says is that those of us that are not in self-mastery already, we swing with the polarities, right? So if something good happens, we get very happy. If something not so great happens, we get sad. But the true master is the one that rises above this, that holds their frequency regardless of what's happening in their external reality. So that's what this is showing me. You have made a choice to really stay in that peaceful energy, that deep inner well of peace that you have accessed. You are making a choice to stay in that energy, and that's what's helping you move to calmer waters. And this is really causing this brand new beautiful beginning in your life, because the Ace of Pentacles really talks about a grounded new beginning. So this can be in any way, shape or form. So if you're someone who's been working on your financial stability and your career, then you're gonna have a new beginning in your career. If you've been working on just, let's say, a new diet and a new healthier lifestyle, then you're gonna see the benefits of that lifestyle on your health. If you have been better with your spending, you've put yourself on a budget, then you'll start seeing your savings grow, right? So whatever it is that spiritual evolution that is occurring within you that you are allowing, and you're understanding the polarities, and you're realizing that it's all one, and polarity and duality really doesn't exist in that sense, that it's all on one unified spectrum. And because of this deeper understanding that you're developing, you're really moving to calmer waters. So let's ask, how can we help this spiritual evolution, this understanding, this deeper knowing? How can we help that, Spirit? How can we foster this growth we've been experiencing? And how can we really continue to grow and go even deeper on our spiritual evolution? Wow, we have the Ace of Swords. Spirit, can you please give me a couple clarifiers for this? Wonderful. We have the Lovers. And finally, we have the Three of Cups. So with the Ace of Swords, get very honest with yourself. When you observe a pattern, make sure that you don't make excuses for it. Don't say, oh, it's okay if, let's say, for example, you're trying to quit a bad habit, right? Don't say, oh, it's fine, it's not so bad, I'm okay, I'm doing fine. No. Face the truth head on, look at your patterns and your habits and really address them in a way that you find most suitable, right? But the point here is to really encourage this spiritual evolution. Really think of how you can be more truthful with yourself, and this is what's going to take you into those deeper and deeper layers of healing. Now, let's say you've been dealing with a mother wound, for example. And let's say you're in a great place in your relationship with your mother, you've dealt with the wound, and let's say a trigger comes up. Instead of telling yourself, no, it's okay, I've already healed, this trigger doesn't mean anything, and instead of justifying it away like that, really look at it for what it is. Get real with yourself and say, yes, there must be a deeper level of healing that is required of me in this situation, and be ready and willing to roll your sleeves up and do the dirty work. Because that kind of attitude of facing your fears and your patterns head on is what got you to this point. That's what I'm hearing. That attitude of dedication to this path is what has gotten you this far. So it's time to continue staying in that energy of really witnessing yourself in all of the truths, right? And really addressing these things that you need to address. We also have the Lovers. Now, the Lovers talks about choices and it talks about self-love in this context. So if you look at the imagery here, it is similar to the Beauty and the Beast, where this beautiful woman is really cuddling this beast here. And what this says is love all parts of yourself, right? It's telling me love all parts of yourself. When you're on this spiritual journey, I'm sure most of you will resonate with this, that there are many highs and lows. There are times when you realize that you're more healed than you thought you were. There are times when you handle triggers with such panache that you're proud of yourself. And there are also moments when you handle your triggers in not such a great way and you tend to be like, oh, I thought I was better than this, and we tend to blame ourselves. We've all been there. But what this card is really telling me is, let go of the shame, the grief, the fear, the guilt you feel for some of your lower tendencies. We are human after all. I mean, all of us have this divine aspect of us, but we also have this human aspect, because if we were completely enlightened and free of our patterns, we would not be on earth anymore, right? We would be an ascended master. So have that humility enough within yourself to realize that all of these patterns, these shadows that you witness, it doesn't make you any less perfect. It doesn't make you any less worthy, right? And love those parts of yourself. Love those parts of yourself that you've rejected. Love those parts of yourself that maybe others don't approve of, maybe you don't approve of. And that self-love will really help you integrate this shadow aspect, the beast within you, so to speak, and it'll integrate that within your wholeness, and you can really progress on this spiritual journey much quicker if you just deal with your shadows and love them. And finally, we have the Three of Cups. So what the Three of Cups tells me in this context is that this spiritual path is a collaborative effort. So understand that you're not alone on this, right? Understand that in your deepest moments, when your deepest triggers come up, that your spirit guides are with you. Your ancestors, your angels, and the source, the prime creator itself is with you. Everybody, every force in the universe is conspiring in your favor, right? Understand, like that's what I'm hearing. My guides are telling me to repeat that, so I will. Understand that every force in the universe is conspiring in your favor. Everything is rigged in your favor, and this is the truth. Anyone who is neck deep in the spiritual path like I am will know this. Even in times of deep distress, when we're going through a difficult lesson, when you get through that and you look back, that's when you see how protected you were. So if you're feeling a little bit low or down in the dumps about having to do this alone, do this little exercise that I always do. Sit and think of a time in your life that was very difficult, and then look at it in hindsight, because hindsight is 2020, right? You have all the facts, there's no uncertainty, it's already played out, so you know how everything happened. So you have all the facts. So sit in that state of knowing everything, and then look at all the grief, all the fear you felt, and you will realize 9 times out of 10 that that fear was really unwarranted, because everything was already working out in your favor. So what you can really do, to sum up, what you can do to really go deeper on the spiritual path, is to be truthful and honest with yourself with what comes up. Choose to love yourself, your shadows, through all of it, and really understand that you're not alone in this, right? That you have the entire universe supporting you. So next, I want to ask about the Ace of Pentacles new beginning that's coming. I want to get some clarity, Spirit, on what is this new beginning that's starting for my collective. Please give me clarity on what this new beginning is. We have the Ace of Cups, which is absolutely wonderful. I mean, who doesn't love love, right? Okay. We have a couple extra cards, but I'm going to take all of them. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Coins, and the Page of Wands. So what this tells me is that this new beginning is in something you really love. So let's say you've been manifesting a soulful relationship with your forever person, right? Then that new beginning for you will be a brand new relationship that's soul aligned. Let's say you're manifesting a career change so you can work more closely with your dharmic path. If that's the case, then this new beginning is going to be a job that's deeply emotionally fulfilling in a field that you absolutely love. But basically what this Ace of Cups tells me is that whatever this new beginning is for you, it is something that's very emotionally fulfilling, and it's gonna be full of peace and joy and love, and you can be your whole authentic self. Now, I know that for me, I am a Cancer sun, and I have a lot of water in my chart, so I'm a very sensitive and emotional person. So when I am in a setting where I can't express myself fully, I don't feel good. But when I'm in a setting where I can freely compliment people and freely talk in that warm and nurturing way that I love to speak, that's when I feel fully fulfilled and seen, right? So that's what this is gonna be for all of you. Each one of you will experience this new beginning in a different way, but whatever this new chapter is, it's going to be one that is deeply emotionally fulfilling. So we also have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles together, and I'm going to take these two together because what this is saying is this new beginning is something that's going to really light you up, right? The Knight of Wands is someone who it takes passionate action. Now, the Knights are cards of action as it is, but the Knight of Wands is someone that takes passionate action forward, and the Knight of Pentacles is someone who really is very thoughtful, very methodical, very organized, right? Someone who thinks, okay, if I need to approach this new beginning, I need to do A, B, C first. I need to arrange X, Y, Z, and then I can do this, right? That's the Knight of Pentacles energy. Someone who's very steadfast and organized, and someone who keeps their eyes on the prize and who goes for it, right? But they are more slow and methodical. You have that in conjunction with the Knight of Wands, who again, eyes on the prize, goes for what they want, but it's swift action. So what this means is whatever this new beginning is for you, it's going to light you up, and you're really going to want to take it forward with swift action. Definitely do that, but also be very methodical, be very organized, be very detail oriented when it comes to this new beginning. So for example, if it's a new relationship that you're calling in, don't rush into it. Just wait, get to know the person, understand them, make sure that you have common interests, right? That is the Knight of Pentacles energy. At the same time, be very authentic, express yourself, show your full authentic self, which is the Knight of Wands energy. So that really shows me that this new beginning is not only going to be grounded, but it's something that's going to be very deeply fulfilling for you, and it's going to light you up. Now, a word of advice here with this new beginning is the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is someone who adopts, so the pages are ones who are beginners at something, right? So this tells me that whatever this new beginning is, it's something that you're going to have to learn and grow in. So let's say, for example, this is a career, a new beginning in your career, okay? Let's say that you are a graphic designer, for example, and let's say your true passion lies in social media. Now, there are overlapping skill sets between these two titles or these two roles, but at the same time, no matter what an expert you may have been at graphic design, you're still going to have to learn a few things if you get into social media, right? So that's what this is saying. This new beginning is going to bring in something that is going to expand your skill set, expand your knowledge base, and you're going to have to learn something. So in that context, adopt this beginner mindset. Okay, and be very curious. Put yourself out there. Be bold. Put yourself out there, but be humble enough to know that you don't know everything. You're not an expert already, and that you need to learn, and you need to be in that beginner mindset while being confident in yourself. Okay, so I want to ask Spirit, what is some advice you have for this new beginning, Spirit? What can we do to sustain this, to make sure that this brand new opportunity that we're receiving is something that is sustained? What do we do to sustain this, Spirit? So what we can do to really sustain this is, first of all, we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands really talks about someone who doesn't mind putting in the work, right? In this context, and someone who has, we saw the Two of Wands earlier. So the Two of Wands talks about making a decision. So the Three of Wands comes in after the Two of Wands, right? So this is someone who has made the decision and who is really waiting for the fruits of that decision, right? So what this tells me is that the fruits of your labor are coming, but even so, it doesn't mean that you can stop working. It doesn't mean that you can take a break. Now is not the time to take a break. Now is the time to really watch your ships come in, watch your rewards come in, but stay steadfast in your decision making. Stay steadfast in all of the decisions you've made in the past that have led you to this point, and stay in the energy of working towards your dharmic path that you're currently in, because that energy is what attracted all of this abundance, these blessings, these new beginnings. So once your rewards come in, don't go back to your old ways. Stay in this energy of being authentic, of being present, of being your full self, right? Bring your full self to the table and stay in this Three of Wands energy, even once your ships come in. So we also have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a card of worry, right? It's the card of having sleepless nights, of being anxious. So what this is telling me is, for some of us, this new beginning that's coming in, it's gonna feel like it's too good to be true. It's gonna feel like, wow, all of this manifesting, this dreaming, this visualization, vision boarding, whatever I've done, it's happened now. Now what do I do? That dream relationship, that dream job has come in. What do I do with this, right? And some of us have this tendency to get anxious and to think of, wait, maybe this is too good to be true. Maybe I'm not good enough for this. Maybe I don't know enough to do well at this job. All of that is false, right? It is just anxiety and worry for no reason. It's the Nine of Swords. So don't worry about this and don't be anxious. And another message I'm getting with this is, since this is a collective reading and each of us is at a different place in our journey, for some of us, we're in this Three of Wands place where our rewards have already come in, right? For some of us, we're waiting for these rewards. So for those of us that are waiting for these rewards to make themselves, make their way to us, it's telling me not to worry about it. Don't have sleepless nights wondering if you're going to get that job, wondering if that guy is going to call you back, you know? Just be in your own Empress energy and really know that you have done everything that needs to be done for you to call in your rewards, right? They're already on their way to you, so don't be anxious or nervous about it. And finally, we have the Four of Wands. Now, for those of you who are manifesting a relationship, this is your divine match that's coming in. This is someone who matches you on every level. Same thing with a job. If you're manifesting a job, it's going to feel so right and so aligned to your soul. It's going to feel so good. It's just going to feel like such a right fit that it's going to light you up, right? So whatever it is, allow this perfect situation to unfold for you. Because the Four of Wands is the card of union. It's the card of coming together. And it's the card of deep soul fulfillment above all else. So this deep soul fulfillment is yours, right? Either it is making its way to you or it's already here. So believe it, right? Believe in the power of your own manifestations. Believe in your own power and understand that this is not too good to be true and it's perfect. You can handle it. So release this 9 of Swords anxiety and really allow it to manifest, right? Allow this perfect situation to manifest, because what happens most times is we are very comfortable in that in-between state of waiting for our manifestations to come in, putting in the work. So when it finally comes in, we sometimes don't know what to do with it. So what this is saying is allow it. Feel worthy of all of the things you're calling in, and when they're trying to make themselves their way to you, allow all of your manifestations to come in. So I'm going to close out this reading by asking for any other words of advice. Spirit, please. Any other words of advice? Okay, we have a ton of cards and I'm going to take them all. Wow. We have the King of Cups. We have the Sun, the Devil, Page of Cups, and Two of Swords. Again, this is really telling me, it's summing up this entire reading so beautifully. It's saying that with this Two of Swords, similar to the Two of Wands, you have made a difficult decision, right? You have made the decision to choose the higher path. And with that, you have experienced a lot of tests, right? The Devil really talks about tests. So when you decided to get on this higher timeline or this higher path, you were tested. Let's say you were trying to release an addiction, right? You were tested. Every time you felt like you were in a good place, you were reminded of how you felt when you engaged with a substance, for example, right? But you persevered through it, right? That is the message I'm getting, that you persevered through whatever these tests are, and you really kept your wits about you with this Page of Cups. That even when you didn't know what you were doing, or you felt out of your depth, or even very uncomfortable emotionally, even through that, you have persisted. And now the only thing that is left to happen is the Sun and the King of Cups. And this means that you made this difficult choice, you've passed the tests, and you're in this Sun energy where you are fulfilled, you're happy. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's the most positive card in the deck, right? So when I see the Sun, it tells me that a lot of us have also received a lot of spiritual upgrades and this divine illumination I'm hearing. And what this is doing is it's really giving us the strength to stand in our King of Cups energy. Now, just because it says the King, it doesn't mean that it's a male energy. There's no gender in tarot. So the King of Cups really tells me that you're standing in your own emotional authority. You're not afraid to be your full self. So the advice here is, wherever you are along this journey of making this difficult choice, going through the tests, employing a beginner's mindset despite being uncomfortable, then you find your happiness and your full authenticity. So wherever you are in this journey, what this says is really stay true to yourself, right? Stay true to who you are. And if you don't know who you are, do some self-inquiry. Understand what's important to you and stay true to that. So this was beautiful. I'm gonna close out by getting one advice card from my Law of Positivism deck, which I love. This deck just, it's not only beautiful, but it always resonates with me. So, Spirit, what word of advice can we leave my collective with? What can they look forward to? What's happening? Anything you want to tell my collective, Spirit? We have the law of reciprocity. Give without expecting anything in return. This is so apt for everything we've seen in today's reading. What this really talks about is understand that all of your efforts, all of your aligned action counts, right? It is going towards manifesting your goals. But when you're putting in this aligned action, you're pouring yourself into your purpose. Do it without expecting anything in return. Do it just because you enjoy doing it. And that's what's really going to bring in this like beautiful cornucopia of abundance for you. Because that's what I'm saying. Now, I was called to pull another one, and it's the law of transcendence. Revere the dark side of life. This ties in so perfectly with how we started this reading, because it talked about enjoying all parts of life, right? It talked about embracing your shadow, loving even those parts of yourself that you don't think deserve love. So I'd like to sum up this reading by reminding all of us watching this that take aligned action towards your goals, towards your dreams, and do it without expecting immediate returns. Understand this is a long game. This is not, so there's this card in one of my decks that says, get off the treadmill. This is your life's work, not a season. So that's what's coming to mind. Understand that putting in work towards your long-term goals is your life's work. It's not something that's going to give you like 100% results in 1 month or 1 week. So understand that all of this aligned action that you're putting in is going towards something, and don't expect immediate results. And also understand that life is made up of both ups and downs, good moments and bad moments, moments that make us sad, make us happy. And it is the true master that has transcended this polarity, that stays in that steady state despite all of the ups and downs in life. And the final thing that this is saying is embrace that shadow. Embrace the darker part of life. Embrace your dark masculine or dark feminine energy. Embrace your black cat energy and really love yourself through all of it. So the bottom of the deck here is so apt to close out this reading, because it says law of secondary causation. Stop reacting and start being the person you've always desired to be. What a way to close out this reading. So collective, thank you so much for watching this. I hope that you realize that all the work that you're putting in is about to bring in big, beautiful rewards. Stay cautious and optimistic. Stay vigilant of any tests that you may be going through, and understand that you have been put on this path to succeed, that every force in the universe is conspiring in your favor. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Again, if you feel called to work with me one-on-one, check out my website. I will leave all the links in the description box below. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in my next one. Namaste.